So, do you want to speak about that one, Simon?
That's more about looking at looking at skills what system engineers in the UK might be talking about compared to in the US or India, and trying to align those skills.
That's right, yeah. So we often have options. So if we're standing up a capability, we might be able to look at a different region or a different location within a region to sort of invest and build that capability out. So obviously the tool's perfect for that. That's why we initially started using it as a kind of centralisation effort in one country of our workforce. So what this enables is basically quality planning based on talent market characteristics. So I think these three pillars generally are what we've really had to work quite hard to define, and it's all about defining the value of data analytics. So providing that value and demonstrating the value. So the business often asks so what basically, and this is basically outlining some of those pillars. So the next one is defining key skill sets required to broaden the talent pool. So this is where the sort of AI and machine learning kicks in, I guess, and gives you those recommendations and suggestions around job titles or skills, which can just broaden the pool. And often this is really important for Boeing. For a platform-specific role, we might be able to look at people with the same skills that haven't necessarily worked on that aircraft or helicopter or whatever the product may be, because we can see where they've come from in the past in terms of the employer demographics and the skills demographics as well, and that taxonomy. Benchmarking salaries to align with market requirements. So this is an area where we've had to work quite hard. We're based in Seattle, that's our headquarters. We've got Amazon, Microsoft, Starbucks that are all heavily, recruiting data scientists and cybersecurity specialists in that region. So we've had to find a way to kind of compete on the compensation and benefits side. We're historically a manufacturing organisation, so we've had to sort of change the way that we do things on that front. And this has helped with that. So we have a compensation and benefits function within Boeing that working with us now in partnership to sort of use this as one of they're always going to continue to use Charles Watson or Mercer or wherever it is to get their data from, but they are a lot more open-minded now to sort of look at what is the market able to provide, what's it telling us based on what's visible, as well as their legacy tools. So then identifying areas in which to market roles based on supply and demand. This is where our recruitment advertising team are quite heavily involved. They can understand what the channels might be to invest funds, where to advertise more heavily, and this is something that is an area we've been moving into a bit more recently. But the adoption's been really good on that side. So we have a separate recruitment advertising team that are very interested in that side. And then obviously the university to nurture relationships with. So this is really big for Boeing. The early careers side, we're looking for the best and brightest global talent, and obviously that kind of the educational demographics and the sort of emigration patterns and things like that we can pick up on and share that. And this combined enables proactive recruitment decision making, so it help the business to make data-driven decisions. And then finally, adapting recruitment keywords to get better direct recruitment results. Target candidates working for competitive employers. So as you're all users, I'm sure you're aware how the kind of taxonomy operates and works. We've actually used this and we're now constantly asked by the recruitment advertising team to provide the lists of the key terminology for their job requisitions. Sometimes it seems quite obvious, but just the scope of roles that they're recruiting for means you can never have that full grasp and technical depth and understanding in terms of every role that they're branding and advertising. So their landing pages for the website, for example, they're using this terminology there to make sure we're attracting a diverse talent pool through those channels as well. And then marketing roles to alternative talent pools using relevant transferable skills. I think I've covered that. Adapting salaries, covered that one. And then knowledge of national global data at fingertips. It's just that quick access. Previously this was taking us 4 to 6 weeks, and we were gathering the information through a number of different channels and comparing and contrasting and coming up with sort of mean numbers. this just enables us to do a really short, sharp scan in person, live, that we can sort of adjust and change. If there was a change to those parameters that we were given for a market intelligence project in the past, we'd sometimes have to go right back to the start and start again, which was just massive cycle time, massive cost. So here, this tool's great to be able to just make quick adjustments, real time, and help increase the speed of those decisions. So, and then finally, improving expertise and knowledge of the talent acquisition advisor population. So we're moving to a more functional model where our talent acquisition advisors will focus on a particular skill or domain. Obviously, this tool helps them to understand the landscape. We're using it we're going to be using it from a global perspective as we build out into new regions. But the US in itself is quite huge at the minute, and just understanding the difference between locations, being able to have that kind of upfront understanding is going to be really helpful to them. And encapsulated, it just means more efficient and direct recruitment.